Hey guys, December 29th, 2022. Want to make a video about when your friends are FAPers. Now, let me just say, I was a FAPer too, just less than 80 days ago, okay? So I'm not judging them. They're still my friends, and I was with them. But I want to make this video to give you my observations. Last night, I'm not going to use their real names. Let's call them Bill and Mike. I went out with Bill and Mike for dinner, and they're drinkers, so they wanted tap beer. So we went to it was kind of like a restaurant with a bar with tap beer. And if you watched my other video, semen retention, bar hopping, that was the last time I drank beer. It does no benefit to me, and I don't want it, so I drank water. So it was funny though, because you see things differently when you're on semen retention. So when the waitress came and took the order for the drinks, they ordered pints of beer, and she asked me what did I wanted, and I said a glass of water, and she goes, boring. So you see how society tries to form you into that low level matrix living. Drink beer, lust, please yourself. But anyways, so Mike is sitting at my right hand side, and that's who I went bar hopping with on the other video, and they're both good friends of mine. But Bill, I hadn't seen him in about a year, okay? And Bill and Mike are better friends than I am with Bill, so I hadn't seen him in a year, and Mike had invited Bill and I out, and so I was looking forward to seeing him. When I walked in the restaurant to meet them, Bill had his back towards me, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and he turned around, and I extended my hand to shake his hand, and we shook hands. He looked at me like he saw a ghost. Now, I don't know if he was just surprised to see me or whatever, but I want to use the terminology that another YouTuber, and I shout out to Vigor Warriors 2, because he uses this terminology. It's real. He says people look at him like they've seen a ghost. And he also says they don't know what they're looking at. Well, I got that same feeling from Bill. And I mean, literally, he was like frozen, as we were shaking hands. His eyes were wide. He was staring at me. It's like he didn't know what he was looking at. Well, I believe he's seeing my clean energy after, I guess last night was 79 days of retaining. But he snapped out of it. Oh, good to see you. We sat down, and they ordered their beers. I got my water. We ordered some food. And Bill was asking me, what I had been doing the last year. Well, anyway, the semen retention journey came up. And I said, hey, even Mike, who I had told about this, he tried it, and he went 5 days, but he couldn't last, and he's back to fapping. And so Bill said, oh wow, he says that's hard to do. He admitted he'd been fapping since 10, and he's 54 now. That's 44 years, you guys, he's been fapping. And I wasn't trying to preach semen retention, but here's a guy that used to go to my church. He's a strong Christian. I mean, before we got our food, he says, let's pray, and he prayed. But yet he's a fapper, and he admitted it's hard to do, and he goes, oh, I don't think I could ever do that. But here's the thing. You can pray all you want, and God still hears you, but he's going to hear you and answer you more when you're righteous and you take away that lust out of your soul. So Bill and Mike still have the demon of lust, and I'm not judging them. I did too for many, many years. I told you guys in one of my videos I had been fapping since 15. Okay? So I'm just saying, when you break out of the matrix and you start this journey, you start observing where you were and where you're going. And you see it in your friends. And no one can make you quit. okay? But, and I'm not there to preach it or convince them, but I shared the journey and maybe they'll be interested to do it. But that was the subject of this video, when your friends are fappers. Oh, one other observation. Bill, you see the physical signs. I mean, his skin was like gray. It was like he had this gray tone on his skin. He did not look healthy. His shoulders were slumped, and his hair is very thin. And he even mentioned in the conversation how he's getting ready to shave it all off because it's that thin. But when we were sitting down at the bar, his posture's not good, and I'm sure mine used to look that way. But I noticed I was sitting straight, and he had his shoulders slumped while he was talking to us, and he seemed to be full of energy, but he's still at that. He's releasing probably every day, and he just doesn't have the energy. His posture's terrible. Mike, on the other hand, he's younger, so he doesn't look as bad. But guys, on the semen retention journey, you get those physical benefits. Your posture straightens out. You get the skin glow. I mentioned I'm on day 80 today. My hair's thicker, feels nicer. I don't know if it's really grown. I'd have to go to the barbershop and see if my little spot on top that's starting to thin a bit, if that's grown back. But definitely when I run my hand through it, it's growing faster. It feels thicker and fuller, more like when I was younger. It's beautiful. I love it, man. I want my hair back, that youthful, thick, curly hair I used to have. But just my observations, guys. You will see and you can tell when your friends are fappers. You can just see it in them. Yeah, he didn't look good. His skin was gray. He had the slumped shoulders. So, and he admitted he's a fapper. He didn't express any interest in quitting either. He just said, "Oh, I could never do that. That's really hard to do." And he asked a few questions. I answered him. I doubt he'll stop, and it's unfortunate. But that's it, guys. You have a good day. Oh, one other thing, guys, before I forget. You see it. Okay, so a group of college girls were leaving the bar, and Bill and Mike both they were just staring at him, lusting at him with their eyes and their soul and their mind. And, I looked, but, when you're on the semen retention, I don't have that lust. I'm not lusting after them. And then when they walked by and they left, they were like, "Oh, did you see that one?" They're talking about their, her, what. And they're all excited and they're lusting about it. But when you're on the semen retention journey, you look, you recognize people. You see them as people. I wasn't staring or lusting or looking, but they were, Bill did a double take, and, you could just feel like that demon of lust on him, attached to him. He did his double take, and then he kind of had that, that lusty grin, and then he started talking to Bill about it. "Oh, did you see her in those yoga pants?" Oh, it's just kind of creepy. You see that demon of lust, which I had it too, but on the semen retention journey, you conquer that demon. It leaves you if you're obedient and not fapping, not looking at filthy stuff, guys. Defeating lust. That's what it's about. All right, take care, guys. Have a good day.